Hey, the mic's on now. The mic's on now. Sorry, you didn't miss anything. I was just changing the title on the video.
The mic's on now.
Hang on.
The mic's on now. Sorry.
Okay. The speakers are off now. Anyway. I was changing the video title and just talking about doing that and cleaning this workspace off a little bit so that we can look at what's going on. And lots of stuff to talk about this week. And if I seem like I'm in a better mood than usual, I am. But it has nothing to do with any of this stuff. It's because I quit my job Saturday. And this is the honest truth. I am not making this up. My blood pressure went down 12 beats per minute. From yesterday till today. From yesterday morning till today. And it doesn't have anything to do with this either. But, so, I'm not telling you to go quit your job. But you might want to. No. And you know, it's not that simple. There's a whole lot of backstory there. It just says, it was there's some panic amongst my ex-compatriots. Put it that way. And you know, the good news is I mean that's good news, but I've already got a lead on another job that sounds pretty promising. I quit my job and I have to move in with John in your basement. You don't want to do that. You'll end up coming out of there smelling like Axe. Or Old Spice or something. Anyway. So yeah, that's kind of the big news on the personal front. As far as some of you have been asking me about the heart stuff, I was supposed to have an echocardiogram Thursday. I think it was Thursday, and I was too sick to go. And I only worked half days at work on Wednesday and Thursday. And I worked a full day Friday. I pretty much made up my mind by Wednesday that I was done. We changed hands the first of last month. And it didn't go well. and I was the GM. I was the GM of the company. Small company. Yeah, it didn't go well, and we'll see if they survive. I don't know. That's life. So now what? Well, as far as I go, that's really all. Let me turn that fan off. That's really all we got going. So I've got, you know what? This hat is like totally washed out, huh? I got these new little, did I show you guys these? You may or may not have seen these on Amazon. They're like $20 on Amazon. I bought 2 of them. They're adjustable LEDs. They run on AA's or AAA's or something. And they got a 1/4-20 standard tripod bit. It'll also go on the hot shoe of your camera. It's supposed to be a video light. And it's got this diffuser it's held on with magnets. And then it's got a warming filter on the back that's also held on with magnets. Excuse me, it's It's allergy season. That's why I look like this. Well, no, I look like this because I look like this, but all the puffiness and crap is from the allergies. Comes with a BP4L battery, which is kind of interesting because it seems to me, Canon used these in their cameras for a long time. So, you just pull this off the back and you put it on the front, and now you got a warming filter on the front. Oh, wow. You can see through it. Anyway, and then without the diffuser on the front, you can use it kind of as a spot. So anyway, why am I showing you that? I don't know. I think they're kind of cool. It's got an on and off switch here on the top, dimmer on the side. You have to be careful if you buy some of these and you put the battery in it and you have it like this, because they ship them with the switch on and the dimmer up. Yeah, that's exactly what'll happen. You get a space full of that right out of the gate. So I was gonna use these as a fill light or something. So right now it's just sitting up here, and I don't know that we actually even need it right now. But I'm just gonna. Well, let's see what happens if I turn it off. Yeah, I mean it's not and I don't have it very high right now. It's not needed, but we'll use it just for the heck of it, just to see what happens. Oh, I can use it down here. I'll use it down here. I don't have a tripod for it right here, though. It's okay. So enough of that. What's going on in the hobby world right now? The HK 148th early V17G that we talked about. Looks like they're talking $99 MSRP. I'm shocked. I really am. Am I going to buy one? Well, I don't know. Right now I don't have a job. so probably not right now. And you know how I am. I'll let you buy it. And then I'll buy it from you in a couple of years for 25% of what you paid for it. And that's okay. We all win. You get it first. I get it when I want it. And you get a little bit of your money back. And I didn't have to pay full price. Okay, so there's that. And what else? What else happened? I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Why are you buzzing at me? Hang on, sorry. Oh. Okay, anyway. E-Day in Prague. What is that? I don't know what that is. E-Day in Prague. Oh, is it like Edward Day? Or is Edward having a big sale? Edward. Oh, hush. I got this new phone, and every time... It doesn't just tell you when it gets a message. It, keeps pinging you. Keeps on you. It's like, hey. So, anyway. Um, so yeah. So yeah. So lots of, not a whole lot going on, I guess, hobby wise. As far as new kits and whatnot this week or new announcements. So we'll move on from that. Oh, big show. Oh, does Edward sponsor a big show? Big show. So here's my thoughts. Kind of talking about this. So so what I'm probably gonna do is I will probably make some pre-recorded stuff during the week. Now that I'm gonna be home, for a little while anyway, and we'll do those. And then if I can. And then what I'll do on these Sunday shows, these Sunday lives, is we'll talk about new stuff in the hobby and stuff that I saw on social media that I thought was interesting and stuff like that. So I'm going to try and kind of come at this stuff at a different angle because, everybody's out there. There's 100 people out there showing you how to do stuff. And there's 100... people out there doing reviews of product and stuff like that, and I can do that too, but really my real mission with this whole thing when I restarted this, as a lot of you know, was just to get people building things and not worrying about it whether it's perfect or not, and all of that stuff, and not really, the technique stuff is fine, and I don't mind doing it, and it's easier to go through a build in a pre-recorded format than it is to do in a live format on a schedule, because it just doesn't work. Like, my life's not like that. I'm not that organized. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, we'll do builds and stuff like that in pre-recorded format. Sunday night, we'll just talk about what's going on in the hobby, what's going on in social media in the hobby. I'll show you, what's on the bench here. If you guys want to send me pictures of your stuff, with some text on it or something, I'd be more than happy to flip it up on the screen so everybody can see it. So yeah, name, all that stuff, what it is, and that brings up something that I'm just as guilty of as anybody else. So I'm not saying I don't do this, but when you go looking for stuff online and you're looking at kits and stuff, and you run across a build or something, and you're like, wow, that's great, but they don't tell you what kit it is, what scale it is, or anything, and so it's hard to, make judgments and stuff about it. Figure out, wow, is that really that good, or is it just, like 1/24 scale? Because if it's 1/72 scale, it looks great. Stuff like that. But so I'm trying to remember when I post things online to always include what kit it is. Just to be helpful, because I'm always wondering that. It's like, wow, what kit is that? And I mean, if somebody, you have the just for an example, you have the Edward 190 kits with all the open panels, the old ones. Now that's excuse me, that's one thing. They come that way. But what if somebody did that with a Hasegawa one and a bunch of resin and stuff, And, well, if you see a picture on the web, you may not necessarily pick that up. That it's I'm moving some stuff around. What am I saying? That it's a different kit. You might go, oh, it's just an Edward kit. Well, no, it's not. It's a Hasegawa kit that somebody cut up. So, just something to think about. Moving on. Let's let's go to the desktop. Let me go here and go here. And we're going to go here. How about here? I got that camera way out like this. So I'm going to redo this camera setup too at some point. So let me see. Is this going to be helpful or not? Whoa, as I drop the light on the model. Maybe. Is that helpful? Not really. It's not really that much better. A little bit, but not much. What if I turned it down and I set it over here? Or over here. Nah, okay. I'm just going to shut it off. Set it over here. Okay, so what I have here, this is Dragon's very old Stug 3 A? No, this is not an A. Is this an A? It's a B. It's a Stug 3B. It's a pretty good kit. It really is. It's individual track links, so if you don't like those, I understand. You might want to stay away from it. But really, the kit doesn't really have any vices. It goes together really well. It's got a couple of pieces of photo etch, nothing major. So I'm going to hold it up there. I'll hold it up to the camera up there so you guys can look at it. But, you know, at one time I could have told you what these markings were, but I don't know anymore. This is Model Master Enamel Panzer Gray. Kit decals. It's straight out of the box, you know, nothing fancy. I don't know. It took me forever to do those tracks. This is the first time I'd ever done individual track links. And I understood really quickly why everybody hated them, but I didn't really do anything about it. So, let me... Can I bring this down here? Let's see what happens if I bring this down here. Does this work better? Can we make this work? Oh, wow, look at that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Ground cam. Today on Ground Cam. There's all that stuff in the background, but... So here, let me get my big fat head out of the way. How's that? Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, this is just Model Master Panzer Gray enamel, and I typically tend to dust out the tracks in the lower, basically everything below the fenders. I tend to dust out on my armor because I don't want to paint on those road wheels, and I weather my armor, and it's like you're not gonna be able to see the rubber anyway. So like on this one, I did it. I just blasted it with Panzer Gray, the whole thing. Old school dry brushing, you know, to get the highlights and stuff and whatnot, and washes, and you know, Nothing high tech at all. Just regular old 1980s era modeling stuff, modeling ideas. Now the lift hook there and the grab handle, the kit ones are trashed, so I made some out of wire. Those lift hooks are oversized, but you know what? It looks fine in the case, so I'm not worried about it. Turn it around here. The other side. Come on, focus. There it goes. You know, this is I like the early models of things, and it's not just the Stug or whatever. I tend to there's something in my personality that makes me gravitate toward like first generation stuff, whether it's music or a particular armor design is here or an aircraft design. There's just something in my head that always makes me want to go look at the earlier version. That makes me more interested in the earlier version than the later versions. As they start working the bugs out of it or improving it or whatever, I get disinterested. I tend to be more interested in the original thing. Yeah, this fender's loose. Oh well. I just have to remember not to touch it. So anyway, you can pick these up super cheap. The old red box Dragon kits, everybody hates them. I think I picked up a stack of these somewhere. Not this same kit, but a stack of the old red box Dragon kits for like $5 a kit at some point. And I'll obviously build it. I don't care. The only one I had, the Valentine kit, and I think that's the only kit I actually ever threw in the trash. And it wasn't that the kit was bad, it was the plastic. The plastic was so brittle that it was just falling. It was just, everything was snapping, and the parts were just basically disintegrating, and so I threw the whole thing away. I had like 3/4 of the parts off the trees, and half of those parts that I had off the trees were in pieces. So I said, "The heck with it," and I tossed them. So there's that. All right, so let's see here. So I am going to flip back to here for now so that I can put this back up while I'm running my mouth. So, I like old kits because they're cheap, and I like to build models, and I don't care necessarily how, how I don't have to have the latest new tool stuff. Do I like it? Yeah. Don't want to pay for it? No. But hey, you want to pay me to build something? I'll build whatever you want. But if it's just something for me to put on display, it doesn't really bother me. I have no issue with old kits. Okay. Now, I got to turn this fan on. I'm sorry. It's fall here, and it's still 80 degrees. And it's driving me crazy. I feel like I'm having hot flashes, but I'm not because I can't. Okay. Where are we at? So let me push this up here. That's really not a smart thing to do with a vehicle that has individual link tracks because they'll come apart if you stress them like that. That wasn't smart. I don't mind the old stuff. It eventually looks good. Yeah, you know, and you know, it's fine. The stuff works. It's fine. Trying to keep my throat from getting clogged with all this stuff. Now my nose is full of stuff. Not that you want to hear about that. Where am I? Tools. So I was talking about UMM last week, right? And so I ordered some stuff from UMM, and I got my order in. And what I needed was the JLC saw blades, right? This is the only thing that I needed. So I ordered a 5-pack, and so I'm gonna put those out right here, right now. And there's my knives. Do I have my screwdriver? I bet you I don't. If I have my screwdriver, I'll show you how easy it is to change these. My guess is somebody borrowed it. I don't see it. I have a little Hobby Hut screwdriver that somebody got me for my birthday or something one year, and it's not here right now. Anyway, really simple. So you take, let me open the blade up here. You take these two screws out. You take the two screws out. This comes off with the blade. And you just put this one in here. Set this one on here, set the plate on it, and put the screws through it, and you're done. And so these blades, these are the original JLC blades. You'll see CMK makes blades, and there's a few other people that makes blades. They don't really have different tooth counts on these. It's a different tooth count from one side to the other. But if you go and you look at like the CMK blades and stuff, they have different tooth counts and available and whatnot. And JLC doesn't really have that. They just this is the blade. You can buy different amounts of them in a set or whatever, but as far as I know, they only make the one blade. So I'm going to leave that right there, and I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to take these, and I'm going to put them over here on the case, the saw case, so that when I clean this mess up here, I can put them in the case. So that's all I really needed. But you know how it is when you get the shipping and you're like, I can't let that, should I just let all that shipping go to waste that I'm paying? Of course not. Of course not. So Ken Hansen had told me that had espoused the greatness of this scriber. This is they make a couple of different ones. This is the SCR-01. Not really working, is it? Anyway, so it's got a cutting edge here. A V-shaped, no, is that a V? Yeah, there's a V-shaped cutting edge here along this edge right here. And then there is a V-shaped cutting edge on this tip. And they're a little offset, which allows you to get up close to, another feature if need be. I have not tried this yet. I will. But it comes highly, highly recommended. I don't know how much it was. It was, it's fairly expensive because it's tool steel. It's not pot metal or aluminum or, just some mild steel. It's tool steel. So that's pretty cool. We'll be doing a test on that. It came in this blue package here. Yeah. I hate those things, the sleeves. Another thing that I got was this wax pencil. It looks like a white pencil, but it's not. It's a wax pencil. And it was not sharpened. I sharpened it with just my regular old pencil sharpener. And these are cool because you can pick stuff up. So these are especially cool for photo etch, but so you can pick it and place it like a pick and place machine, pick and poke machine, or whatever they're called. So I saw this and I thought, wow, that's probably a really great thing to have. And I haven't actually, I just tested it around like this with different things laying on the bench top, and I like it. So far I like it. We're going to move that camera down. It's not working up there. Feels like I'm looking like what's going on up there. Okay, so there's that. I got a couple other things here. So this is exactly what it appears to be. It's a miter box. And so is this. Yeah, I know they have little zippers on these bags, but these things are so narrow, it's almost impossible to get those things open. So I'm just cutting the tops off. Now this is a decent sized bag, and it looks like what happened is they put it in this bag and realized it was a little too small, and then they just shoved the whole thing in the other bag. So this, if you look at that, the end profile on that. So this is in a V shape so that you can use it for tubing. That's what this is for. And then you look there, there's the stop. They give you a stop. It's multi-position. You can position it at either end. It's just held in by a screw. And it's the same setup with this. 90, 45, and 60 degree. These are made so that you can use these JLC blades. These slots are really skinny. My question is can I cut? I think I could probably cut copper tubing with that without too much trouble. But I have some of the Albion Alloys stainless tubing, and it may still be in the old shop and not in here. So I'm concerned that it may not cut that stuff. Yeah, it's not in here. I don't know, but we'll test it and find out. There's some aluminum tubing in here. Yeah, I don't have the other stuff. That's something we're definitely going to have to try. And if it won't, I guess I just don't be using that stuff. I'll just go back to brass or aluminum, and we'll go from there. These were fairly expensive too. I mean, it's all relative, right? I'm an average Joe just like everybody else. So, I look at something like this and it's like 10 or 15 bucks or whatever it was. And it's like, are you kidding me? It's a piece of aluminum, or whatever. But it's also machined. So, anyway. And it's just if you look at the end, you can tell it's just a piece of stock. And they ran the channel in a big old long piece of it and then just started cutting chunks off of it. And it's fine, Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with making a buck. If you're providing a service or a tool or something that's useful to somebody and they're willing to pay you for it, there's nothing wrong with that. Not in my mind. Now, I also got some PE template things here. Some are for scribing, but this one was one of those, hey, that's kind of cool. I don't really need this. We don't need any of this stuff, right? All right. These are all made by Holler. All these things I'm going to show you are made by Holler. So this is actually got a bunch of ovals in it, and what you do is you heat up a piece of sprue, clear sprue or whatever color you want, and you push it through the hole, right? You push it through the hole and then cut it off, and you have like a navigation light or a little fairing that's over top of a little antenna or something of that sort. Yeah, here's the instructions. So I saw that and I'm like, I'll probably never use it, but for like $5, whatever, I'll try it, right? Man, my eyes feel like they're just gonna swell shut on me. So what am I going to do with these? Because putting them back in these bags is kind of, I don't know. I'll just set it over here for right now. And this one, pull this one out. Oh man, my head's getting totally clogged up. These are just circles. It's just a circle template. So, and if you're doing circles, we just showed you this scriber. What really works well for circles, or better than this, because this is really made for straight lines, right? I mean, you could do curves with the tip here, but I guess you could, but this is really more for straight lines. But a pin vise with a needle in it, or a sharpened dental tool or something like that is typically better for doing curved scribing than something that's got an edge. You want something with a point, not with an edge, when you're doing circles. And I'll just leave this like this. These things will end up getting all bent up. Excuse me, all bent up and whatnot. And And that's fine. You know, that's what they're for. And then this one is squares and rectangles, right? Now, you will see out there that there's ovals and there, you know, there's a few different, there's a lot of different ones of these. Typically, I don't see the point in having the one with the ovals, because you can, if you're going to do like an oval, you know, you can pick a square or a rectangle here and do the two sides, and then you can match it up with a circle template and do the ends. Or you could just buy the oval one and just be able to do the oval. But the problem with the oval template is it doesn't... if you need a different length than what's on the template, you have to basically do what I'm talking about anyway, where you do it in 2 steps, 2 or 3 steps. But, you know, again, do it how you want. Whatever works for you. And I'm not really sure what this is. Oh, is it a triangle? No, it's not. What is that? Oh, it's a ruler. It's a rectangular ruler. I don't know why, but it is. Okay. So there's that. So let me grab all this stuff and mash it all. No. Put it over here. This. My saw blade. These guys. The wax pencil. And I'll even put my old saw here because we're going to have to put the blade on. Now, we can talk. Let's talk about the 109 a little bit. So here's where I'm at. I need to mask the black. The black here that's on the exhaust. That, you know, I put that black patch on there to keep the exhaust from showing up so well. So I need to mask those and paint those. Paint the prop blades and paint the rims and the wheels and the gun sight and put those things on there. Oh, and the tire on the back. And decal it. And that's it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that are not attached to this airframe. And there is, 5 if you include the prop. And there is that one thing of painting to be done and the decals. And that's it. And it'll be done. And I could have masked that off today, but not today, but this week. But I didn't because I was sick all week. And I didn't feel like it. Right? So there's that and there's that. Now, here's the issue I have now. I have procrastinated to the point, procrastinated on this to the point that now I'm 2 weeks from delivery, and I'm the same place I was 2 months ago, or a month ago anyway. I don't know. But now that I don't have a whole lot else to do, this isn't really an issue. I'll get this done quickly. So really, what I as much as I want to get this 109 done, I need to concentrate on this, the Coral, this being the Coral C, and finishing the S16 display. you know, the F-16's been done. If you watched last week, you saw I had the fish tank. I've got the wood. I was in the city today, and I was going to get some laminate for the edges of the base, and I didn't. Stupid. Oh well. Anyway, so I am. You know, we'll figure it out. Figure out how we're going to do it. But that base is not going to be hard. It's only going to be as hard as I make it. Right? That's it. So, and this isn't hard either. The hardest thing about this is I'm probably going to have to paint all the deck markings with paint because I'm sure the decals are shot, and I'm going to probably have to hand cut the hull number for the island because there's no way I'm going to be able to paint that because there's no way to mask it. Yeah. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. But we'll find out. You know, and I'll do those in the... the pre-recorded stuff that I do over the next week or two. It's not going to be the next week or two because I got to go... Hang on a second. Let me look at my calendar. Where's the calendar? September, October. Yeah, so I gotta be in Denver. Yeah, so I gotta have these done on the 10th. I gotta have these done on the 9th of October and transport them on the 10th. Wow. Okay. I can do it. So anyway, I think that's it. I've been kicking around what's next after the F-16 and the Coral Sea's done. Obviously, this 109 is so close. It's just got to get done, right? It's so close. It's just got to be done and out of here. And then where do we go from there? I've got the P-47. The problem with this P-47, and it's not a problem, the challenge, the issue, it's not, monogram 148 P-47D Razorback. Raised panel lines and all. Raised panel lines are fine. Get over it. So if you're not familiar with this kit, the gun blast tubes are molded onto the wing with this kit. They were in my way. I cut them off. And so now, obviously, I need to replace them, which means I need to drill holes in the leading edge of the wing in the right places. And I started, I don't know if you could see. Wait, let me turn that camera on. If you could see those in there. There. And they're obviously not. Yeah, you saw them flash. They flashed before your very eyes there really quick. They're obviously not in the right place. So I need to come up with a jig or a fixture to handle that. And it's going to be worth the time because I have more of these monogram kits. And I'm sure I will have more in the future. And it's not really a problem. My thought right now is I will take I'll take the on the Tamiya kit, that little panel that the blast tubes are in is a separate piece. I should be able to use that as somewhat of a form or a mold or whatever to create a template. I guess I could just take a piece of brass and form it over the thing and then punch the holes through, and then I would have a thin sheet of brass the shape of the leading edge that would just go on. Well, okay. Well, gee, that's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. You see? Did you see that lightning bolt? Just boom, there's the idea. There it was. It's that simple. So, yeah. So anyway, I think that's what we're gonna do. Like I was talking about before, I've been thinking about a week on how to make all this work, and yeah, I think the Sunday live show should be like a recap of the week in modeling and talking about things that maybe not the week in modeling, maybe my week in modeling and the things that I saw that I thought were interesting and whatnot. Oh, this is a black shirt and that's weird. Yeah, and talk about like new kit releases that I think are interesting, and because if I don't think they're interesting, I'm probably not going to know about them. Right? If it's not my genre or whatever, I'm not going to know about it. But yeah, I'm just going to keep talking about stupid stuff if I don't shut up. So I'm going to shut up. So, hey, that's it for this week. I will. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with releasing, pre-recorded stuff. I don't want to just flood the market with pre-recorded stuff, so to speak. So I might space those out a bit. And yeah, now I have time to re-rip all of my music CDs. I need to do that. And you know what? I went to start the other day on my CD player or DVD burner or whatever in my tower here. It doesn't work. Really? Does that suck or what? So hey, that's it for this week. If you get a chance, go check out Brett Grog, check out Plasmo as usual. Who was I watching this week that was doing something? I don't remember. And if you know of a decent build video of the 148 Airfix P40B, let me know, because I can't find one. I guess I'm going to have to do one. I picked up another one for $18 yesterday because I was in the city and I walked into Hobby Lobby, and the last year I think every time I've had the chance to walk into a Hobby Lobby I've come out with nothing, but they had the P40B there and I was like, ooh, I only have one, why not have two? So I think I have I don't know how many. Let me look. How many P40 kits do I have? So I have. You know what? Let me flip over here. I'm on ScaleMates. So let's look at the desktop. Let me get that out of here. So this is most of my stash. There are things that are not on here, but not much. P40s. Okay, P40s. Here's all my P40s. 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2. I have 3 of these. So there's 5. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This one will not get built. This is a excuse me, 67 1967 reissue, and it's this is literally like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, lower wing 8, 9, 10, 11. It's less than 20 parts probably. It's a typical kit of its age where it's just very low parts count. It's, they were toys. We built them and we played with them. Right? And that's what we did. It's just the way it was. And yeah, all the rest of them are builders. And I don't know, I have. So this P40F, actually, I have the... Do I have the nose in that? No, that one doesn't have the nose. So here's a P40F short tail, I think, and here's an F long tail. I have 3 of these kits and 3 of these kits. These are the E's. And I do have one of the resin noses. And then I have the K, which has the resin tail. Is that right? The K5 has the resin tail. This one. Anyway, so that's 13 that are in the build pile, so to speak. Now, is that more? Do I have more P47s? Or do I have more P40s? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, P47. 2 Academy ends. I have 2 of those? I guess I do. 2 of those. Another monogram Razorback. Another monogram Bubble Top. So there's 2, 3, 4. 1 Tamiya Razorback is 5. I have another one coming, but we won't count that yet. 5. 3 of the Bubble Tops. That's 8. And 4 of the M's. That's 12. So right now it's a tie? It will be a tie when the other one gets here, right? So that's 26 kits just between those 2 things. And there's 123 on the list. Yeah. But there's unlike everybody else, there's things on here I'll probably never get to. And there's things on here that aren't never going to get built because they're just not meant to. They're more of a memory for me than they are something I want to build. And there's things that I got through different ways or whatever that I don't that I never really intended to build, but I bought them for some. Oh, geez, yeah, the old Hasegawa 72nd scale HE51A. I think there's like 8 parts in that box. Pretty funny. Kind of the same way with the XJ Stiletto here. And a lot of these were gifts. A lot of these kits had been given to me by different people. But that's neither here nor there. Okay. Back to it. It always looks like you're falling down a hole. So yeah, I guess maybe we'll build like a whole bunch of P40s at one time or something one of these days. I've done that before. That's actually a good way to knock a lot of kits out if you're trying to do like a project, like a group, like IPMS. They have the group category or a grouping of 5 things that are related somehow, and so anyway. That's it. That's enough of me. Hey, have a great week. I'm going to do my best and take care of the people you love. We'll see you next time. Bye.